Hello everyone, this is Professor J. Kim. Today I'm going to show you 8 different logo design. So this is a collection of my past works. Vintage style logo design, 3D logo design using pattern brush tool in Illustrator, knot style logo design using offset path and shape builder tool. Pretty cool 3D logo design using wrap 3D options. Basketball logo design. Mountain bike logo design. And abstract logo design. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel, hit the like button, and set the alarm for my latest video. Then let's just dive into it. Okay, so please download this file from the link I provided in my description. This is the one Adobe Illustrator file with the 4 color palettes. So those are the color we're gonna use. Okay, so first open the layers. So we have one layer now. Please create a new layer first, and then place this new layer on the bottom. And we're gonna work on this top layer. Okay, so first type the word vintage, and then your typographic choice. What I did is I downloaded some retro looking typeface from thefont.com here, and I went to the groovy section, and you can choose any typeface you like. Okay, so let me go back to Illustrator. So I'm gonna type the word vintage. Okay, and then my type size is 100 point. Okay, then first let me zoom in a little bit. Go to type menu and create outline first. And you see the some overlap portion. So open your Pathfinder. It is under Windows menu and Pathfinder, and just unite it as a one shape. See? Then now in your toolbox, please choose Shear tool and double click, and please enter the angle -15 on the vertical axis and say OK. All right. Then we're going to add 2 fill colors. One is this orange and one is this. So first we're going to have this light orange. So choose that. Double click your fill color palette and copy this hex code. Command C or Control C on the PC. Now select your text. Open Appearance panel. This Appearance panel is also under Windows menu and Appearance. And then now we're going to add a new fill color. This new fill color will be the light orange we made a copy. So double click your fill color palette and paste the hex code. So we have that. Okay, now we're gonna have another fill color, which is this dark orange color. So I'm going to copy this hex code again. Copy this. Now select your text. In your Appearance panel, add new fill color, which is the second one. Then choose the fill color palette and then paste that color. So we have 2 fill colors. One is on top, one is on the bottom. Now select your second one, the darker orange. Then go to FX mode, add new effect button on the bottom of the Appearance panel. Then go to Distort and Transform and Transform. Okay, now we're going to move that darker orange color fill color 0.1 point horizontally and 0.1 vertically, and we're gonna have maybe 30 copies. Yep, it looks good. And say OK. Okay, so this is what we have. The next color is, I'm going to use this dark chocolate color. So same thing. I'm going to make a copy of this color hex code. Copy, Command C. OK. And now select your text. Always do this. Then go to your appearance panel on the bottom. This time we're going to add a new stroke color. Add new stroke. Stroke weight is going to be about 7 point. It's pretty thick. And then we're going to move this stroke color to the very bottom. So it goes behind. Okay? And select your stroke. We're going to add a new effect. Add new effect button. Go to distort and transform and transform. This time we're going to move horizontally and vertically a little more. 0.2. 0.2. And then I'm going to have about 60 copies. And check the preview. See? So we have this kind of a 3D effect. Okay. So now I'm done with the text, the vintage, with some vintage color and then the 3D effect. Now open layers. I'm going to lock this layer. We're going to have kind of a back panel behind. So select your bottom layer, which is the empty layer now. Let me move this up a little bit, somewhere here. Then this time, choose that color. So this is the dark chocolate color. We use that for this the thickness of your text. And set your stroke color to for nothing. And then choose your rectangle tool. We're going to draw a rectangle. Click somewhere. And set the size to a 60 point by 100 point. And say OK. Now, choose your delete anchor point tool, minus pen tool, and delete one of the other anchor points on the bottom. Like this. Now select your direct selection tool, move this bottom anchor point, hold down the shift key, click and shift key, and to the center, like this. Now switch your tool to an add anchor point tool, plus pen tool. We're going to add new anchor point on the center on the top line, like this. And then choose your direct selection tool, move this up. Not too much, about this much. Okay. Now choose your just a regular selection tool. Just to select the new shape. Now switch your tool to the rotate. Place your mouse cursor on the bottom anchor point. Hold down the option. Click. We're gonna rotate 30-degree angle. Copy. We're going to repeat it. Hold down the Command key and hit the D key. Command D. Just like this. Okay. Now select everything. Then open your Pathfinder window. Pathfinder is on the Windows menu and Pathfinder. And then the very first button, the Unite. So we're going to unite it as a one shape like this. Now switch your tool to a direct selection tool. Then choose one of the this little tiny circle. Keep pressing and push. So we can round the corner. So it looks like some kind of a waxed seal shape. Okay, now change your fill color to white fill. And change your tool to ellipse tool. So we're going to draw a circle. So place your mouse cursor in the middle. Hold down the option. Keep pressing your mouse button and the shift key and drag it. So we can draw big circle, white circle in the middle. Okay. To make sure, select both. seal and the white circle, open the alignment panel, and horizontal center and vertical center. So it is good. Now select your white circle. Now choose your rescale tool, scale tool. Double click. We're gonna make a little bit smaller, 96% or 95%, and just copy. Okay. Then we're gonna fill this new circle. Let me use my eyedropper tool. I'm gonna sample this blue, this green. Oh, the layer is locked. Let me unlock the layer. Eyedropper. Yes. Okay. Let me select everything. I'm gonna group them. Okay, now choose your vintage text. It is on top layer, and just move this to the bottom layer. You see the little anchor point things, and drag it to the bottom layer. So we have it on this new layer, on the bottom layer, everything. So just arrange, and if you want, if you need it, you can just resize your text bigger or smaller, but I'm pretty happy with this size for now. Next thing is select your everything. Excuse me. The background, the seal shape, and then your vintage text. Copy. Command C, edit copy. And then edit, paste in front. Paste in front. Command F. Then you see that. So this is the new copy on top. I'm going to move it to the top. And let me lock this layer, the bottom layer for now. So top layer, I have one. I have another one on the bottom layer. Okay. So on top layer, select your text first. Then go to Object menu, expand appearance, and object again, expand it, just a stroke. You don't have to check the fill box. Okay. Now select your text and everything. Go to Pathfinder, unite it. It will take some time, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Okay, so you see that? So this is just kind of an entire outline of the whole thing. So in the layers, I'm going to hide these layers temporarily. I will show you why we create that layer. Okay, so on the bottom layer, select it. It is unlocked. Then go to File menu, Place. Then choose your texture metal.jpg. Open. Then drag it over your logo, kind of a covering up, just like that. Okay, now open your Properties panel. Properties panel is under your Windows menu and Properties, and choose Image Trace on the bottom. Then there are multiple choices. Choose the black and white logo, and then it will turn to a black and white texture like this. Then go to Object menu and choose the Expand. Just say OK. Deselect it. Now choose your direct selection tool. Click on white spot, not on black spot, and hit the delete key. So you see that cool texture on it. Then now choose your just a regular selection tool. Just to select your logo only, your texture only, no logo. I'm going to make it fit, just like that, and like that. So I have a texture. It looks pretty cool, very natural. But the problem is there are more textures there around my logo, so we want to get rid of it. So now that's why we created a new layer on top with this. See? It is right on top. Now select everything. Go to Object menu, clipping mask and make it. There we go. So we're done. Let me zoom in. So it is pretty cool effect. Vintage style with a vintage color scheme and some old looking scratches and chipped texture on it. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and then I will see you next time. Okay, so I opened the new Adobe Illustrator document. So first, please set your fill color to none and just a black stroke. And the stroke weight is gonna be the finest line. Then now, from your toolbox, choose the rectangle tool and draw one really tall and skinny rectangle like this, about that size. Okay, then choose the move tool, the selection tool, hold down the option, keep pressing your mouse button on the border, and shift and drag it. So make a copy to right next to it, leave about this much gap. We're gonna need 6 of those. So we'll have a 1, 2. I'm gonna use the Command D, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 rectangles. Select all together and group them. Command G. Okay. And now place it in center. And then in your toolbox, choose your rotate tool, double click, rotate 120 degree, and copy. And now keep pressing your rotate tool. You're going to see the reflect tool. Double click by using the vertical axis and copy. So we have 3 sets of group. Okay. Then now select all together. Please choose shape builder. So we're going to draw the 3 T's first. So as you can see there, you see the kind of hexagon in the middle. So I'm going to use that for cube shape. So start from here, one, and keep pressing and link to the next and the next pieces, like that. And switch your color to black. And then from here to there. And on side, 1, 2, 3, and to there. And now from the bottom and to the top. So we have 3 T's, all different direction. But zoom in, there are a few things we need to tune. See that? Little tiny triangles. So get rid of them by linking using the shape builder. There. There. So 1 T on top side is done. Now on this side, there are more little tiny triangles. So get rid of them. Link them. Okay. And there are a few more. Looks good. So I think we are done with the 3 T's. Okay, now 1 T on top side, 1 T on the left hand side, and another upside down T on the right hand side. So now we're going to build the structure. So first, keep using the shape builder. So that is that here. And this T goes down to this side. And this T goes to the behind and goes to there. And this T goes there and up and to this. Then these two, and these two. So we are done. 3 T's. Kind of, oh, I missed this one. That one too. And here. And this one. Okay, so we're done. So 3 T's as a block, like a Lego block. And then let me zoom out. I'm going to So everything selected still. Go to object menu, ungroup them. Just to select the black area. 1 T, hold down the shift key, 2, 3 T's, and I'm gonna choose the all little black pieces. I'm still holding down the shift key. Oh, I missed one piece. That one. Okay, then select everything or other lines and delete it. And I'm gonna put this back. So we just need to color. Okay, before we do that, I'm going to set the stroke color to none. So no stroke color. Okay, so from the top T, it's gonna be a kind of yellow to red. So from your swatches, choose your yellow color. Let me open my color. I want to make it real yellow. Okay, and then this side is supposed to be a little bit darker than this yellow. So I'm gonna choose this same side. Let me choose the orange. And this side and this side is supposed to be darker. Okay, so this is done. Now this letter T on side, I'm gonna choose the green. So that side, this side on top, facing up, supposed to be a light green. So let me choose light green, and then let me open my color palette. I want to make it even brighter. Even brighter. Okay, so it looks good. Now this side is supposed to be a little bit darker than that. So shift key. No, the swatch, open the swatches. I'm gonna choose maybe that green. Looks good. And this side is supposed to be darkest green. Darker. I want to make it even darker than that. So let me open colors. Let me add some more black or more magenta. So it looks good. Now, this is a blue T, upside down one. So the this side and this side facing up supposed to be a lightest green. So swatches, open the choose that one light green, blue. I want to make it even brighter, like that. Okay. Now this side and this side supposed to be a little bit darker blue. So maybe that. And this side, darkest blue. That one. Okay, so we are done. Okay, so you see that there are 3 T's: yellow T, green T, and then blue T. Okay, just to maximize the effect of this, I'm gonna draw one black square behind. Let me draw one black square, and then under object menu, arrange it send to back. See? So it looks like some kind of a game logo, game company's logo. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and then I hope you can use it for your future project. Okay, so I made a new Illustrator document, and then please choose 2 different blue tone colors. One light, one a little bit darker, mid-tone blue. We're going to use that for the rope image later. So first, let's make this anchor image. I'm going to put this aside here. And then please set your fill color to nothing, and then just a black stroke. And choose your ellipse tool and click somewhere. And the size is going to be 20 point by 20 point. Let me zoom in a little bit like that. Okay, then now choose your scale tool from your toolbox, double click, and then check the uniform checkbox, and then 400% larger, 4 times larger, copy. So we have 2. Okay, then I'm gonna move it to the bottom somewhere like this. Okay, let me change my stroke weight. One point like this. Okay. Then now, choose your line tool. Place your mouse cursor somewhere a little bit over this center line. So let me choose my, so this is center point. So I'm going to have the straight line somewhere from here to there. So let me choose my line tool. I'm going to start from somewhere here. Hold down the shift key and drag it like that. Okay. Then select the big circle and the line and choose the shape builder tool. Hold down the option, click, 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 and click. So we have just open here. Okay, now select the small circle and this kind of smiley face things together and open your stroke panel. Okay, choose the little one first. We're gonna increase the stroke weight up to 5 point. And this one up to 10 point. So it's much heavier. Then now choose your line tool. My current stroke weight is a 10 point. Place your mouse cursor on the bottom center. Hold down the shift key and drag. So we have a one vertical line like there. Okay, then now select this smiley face and the mouth. And then in your stroke panel, we're gonna add arrowheads. Choose the arrow number 2. It's huge. I'm gonna decrease the size like a 30%. And then I will do the same thing. Arrow number 2. See? So we're almost there. And then next thing is I'm gonna add this just a little thing. Okay, so choose the line tool. Let me draw it from there to there. Okay, it's too big, too heavy, so a 5 point, and let me have a round cap. Okay, so we're almost there. Now select everything. So these are all line art. So what I'm going to do is under object menu and expand appearance, and object menu again and expand it. Make sure fill and the stroke are selected and OK. Then open Pathfinder. If you do not see this, it is under Windows menu and the Pathfinder, and unite it as one shape. Okay, now let's make this kind of a little picky point here. Let me zoom in. I'm going to choose my anchor with this direct selection tool. So you see that there is a one anchor point here. Now select your add anchor point tool, plus pen tool. I'm going to add the anchor point here and there. Okay, now switch your tool to a direct selection tool. Select the center point on the bottom. Hold down the shift key. Select it, hold down the shift, and move it down a little bit. Not too much. And then you see those two blue handlers. Push back. Push back. Okay. So we are all done with the anchor. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let me get rid of this. I'm going to put this aside. And it's time to create the rope, the pattern brush. Okay, so first the thing is, don't worry about the color, your fill color, any colors fine for now. Choose your regular rectangle tool. Click somewhere. Make sure no stroke color. Click. And then I'm going to set the width to 150 point. And the height, 50 point. The important thing is, as you can see that, the length of width is 3 times longer than the height. Okay, then now choose direct selection tool. Select the on top right corner anchor point. Hold down the shift key and then select the bottom left corner. You see there are those two little tiny circles. Keep pressing one of those and push. So we have a rounded corner. Now select just a regular selection tool. Hold down the shift key. Approach your mouse cursor to the corner. You see that? the bend mouse cursor, we can rotate it. Rotate 45 degree, like this. Okay. Then, hold down the Option, keep pressing your mouse button and the Shift key, and drag it. So we have another copy like that. Allow some kind of a gap like this. And then hold down the other Command and D. So we have 3 total. Now select the middle one. Choose the eyedropper. Sample this color, light blue, and select those 2 black on both sides, and eyedropper, and sample the darker blue. Okay, so we're getting in there. Now, before I make the pattern, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this, just one of them. We're going to use it later. Okay, then now let me zoom in. What I'm going to do is I'm selecting the my regular rectangle tool. Your fill color really doesn't matter. And then hover your mouse cursor somewhere there. You see that? When you hover the center of the last piece, end piece, you see the pink guidelines. And then draw one rectangle like this. Now, I'm going to make a copy of this. Hold down the Option, keep pressing Shift key, and move it to the right end, and then it will snap there. See? And release it. Now select everything. Then choose Shape Builder, hold down the Option, get rid of this, get rid of that piece, get rid of this piece, and delete this one. Okay. Then now select the whole thing and group them as one group. Okay, so one part is done. Now this, we're gonna make the pattern brush at the both end using this. So this is the main part, main body of the pattern brush. Now we're making the tips. So first the thing is, let me open the ruler, Command R. I'm going to have a guideline on top and the bottom, like this. And then choose the ellipse tool, place your mouse cursor on the top guideline, hold down the Shift key, and drag it so we can have a perfect circle with exactly the same height, like that. Okay. Then now I don't need to keep that guidelines. So under View menu, Guide, let me clear guides. Now what I'm going to do is, let me choose my line tool, and then I'm going to draw one vertical single line in half, like this. And select both circle and the line. Choose your Shape Builder tool. Hold down the Option. We don't need that line. We don't need this line. And release your Option key. Click and click. And then choose the eyedropper. Sample this color. So we have 2 pieces. Okay. Then now rotate this left piece. Hold down the Shift key, 45 degree, and another 45 degree. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So I'm going to place this piece there. I'm trying to keep the same gap as we have here. Okay, and then this one up there. All right, so we're almost there. Okay, and now choose your line tool again. Hover your mouse cursor there. You see that? The guidelines? That one. So it gives you a pink guideline at the center. And hold down the Shift key and draw the line. Just like that. Okay, now select everything, choose the shape builder, hold down the option. Let me get rid of these lines first and release the option key. Click here and there. Okay, now choose this piece. I'm gonna sample this darker blue, or I can do that from here too, using my eyedropper there. So these two are separated. I'm gonna group them as a group. And this one, and here's another one, see that? And eyedropper, and sample that darker blue. And let me group these two, object and group. Alright, so we are almost done. So we have our main parts of the rope, which is this, one end and the second end. Now select the whole thing. I'm gonna make it smaller. Hold down the shift and drag it like that. Okay, then open your swatch panel. Let me delete these three first. Open your swatch panel and then select the one, drag and drop to your swatch, and you will see that in here. Drag and drop and drag and drop. So you can see the other three pieces here. Now we don't need to keep this anymore. Now open your brushes panel. Let's make a new pattern brush. Okay. So a second one, we're gonna import the main body first, which is this. See that? And then this is for the corner, outer corner. I'm gonna use that. For the inner corner, maybe same looking. And then last two for the tip. I'm gonna use that. No, not this one. This one. So you see that here. And the very last one supposed to be that. Say OK. So we are done. And watch. Let me set my fill color to none and the stroke color, any color is fine. I'm gonna do this. Let me place my anchor here and then let me choose, oops, my ellipse tool, just a black stroke. I'm gonna place the mouse cursor in the center and hold down the option, keep pressing mouse button and the shift key and drag it about that size. Okay, we can resize it anywhere, anytime. I just want to make sure everything's centered. Select all together, open alignment panel, horizontal and the vertical center. So that's the center. Now, what I'm gonna do is, let me choose my line tool. I'm gonna draw one line crossing the circle somewhere there, like that. Okay, now choose your line and hold down the shift key, choose your circle, shape builder, hold down the option key, delete, 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 delete all those lines. So we have an open circle like this. Now, my current stroke color is black. Open your brush panel, select this. I think that looks kind of too heavy. So I'm opening my stroke panel. Let me decrease my stroke weight. So it looks pretty cool. Okay, so we're almost getting in there. Then now I'm gonna have a title of NH Marina, because I live in New Hampshire. That's why I have a NH. I'm gonna have that. somewhere there. Let me zoom in more, make it even a little bit smaller, make it fit there. Okay, then I'm gonna sample my anchor color using that. Okay, so it looks okay. But as I showed you, I want to present this on black background. That looks prettier. So what I'm gonna do is, first I'm gonna have draw one rectangle or square, maybe like that size. Okay, and I'm gonna fill in blue, but almost black, very dark blue. That's what I'm gonna do. Very dark, almost 90%. Yes. Then object menu, arrange, send to back. Okay, and then my text is almost invisible, so let me change my text color excuse me, to white. So New Hampshire Marina. Okay, so we created this anchor symbol using this geometric tool, drawing tool in Illustrator, and then also we created this type of a pattern brush in Illustrator. So I hope you enjoyed this, and then you can use this for your future project. So the first, create a new Adobe Illustrator document, just a letter size, paper size, and then first choose your rectangle tool and set your fill color to nothing and just a black stroke. Okay, then hit somewhere. We're gonna make a rectangle the size of a 300 point width by a 100 point height. Say OK. Now switch your tool to direct selection tool. You see that little tiny circle. Pick one of them, keep pressing your mouse button and drag it so we have a rounded corner like this. Now I'm switching to the regular selection tool. Now open your stroke panel. We're gonna increase the stroke weight up to 40 point. So it's pretty heavy. Okay, then now hold down the shift key. Place your mouse cursor close to any anchor point, you see that, and keep pressing and rotate it just 45 degrees. Then in your toolbox, choose your reflect tool, double click your reflect tool on vertical axis and copy. So we have two. Select both. Then go to object menu and expand it. Check the fill and the stroke panel checkbox. Okay, so now these are not lines anymore. It's a shape. Now go to object menu, path, and offset path. Offset value 10 point, and then miter limits 4. Say OK. Now select everything. Okay, let me zoom in. This is the most important part of this whole process. So first, choose your shape builder tool, shape builder. Then we're going to delete from this one. Hold down the option key, click, and remove that, and skip this section. Then now on this next section, select this one and delete it. I keep holding down the option key. And here, there, here, and there. So it's a kind of a pattern. Now, remove all the outer borders like this and the inside one. So remove it, remove that one, remove this, remove, delete, and delete. And then you will see that a lot of tiny squares. Delete all tiny squares. All gone. Okay, now since we are making some kind of weaving pattern, hold down the option again, shape builder tool, and delete this. Delete these two, and these two. So we're almost done. Then open your Pathfinder and unite it. That's it. So we're done with the shape, the regular, the basic knot shape logo or symbol. Now select it, copy this. Now go to Photoshop and create a new document, 1000 pixel by 1000 pixel, 72 dpi. I'm going to keep black background. Say OK. Create it. So it is the black square document, and paste the copied symbol. Choose pixels. OK. Hold down the option key and make it bigger, about that size, and hit the return. Now please download the image. I made a link to this file in my description. It's a kind of dry land. Then please choose your crop tool, and I set my width, height, and resolution, not the ratio, width, height, and resolution. Size of 1000 pixel by 1000 pixel and 72 dpi. Okay, so and just crop it. Okay. Then select all, Command A, then go to Edit menu and scroll down. We're going to define that image, that square image, as a pattern. Okay, I'm gonna name it dry underscore land. Okay, now back to here. Oops. Then in your layers panel, double click your layer. It opens the other layer style panel. Then first we're going to apply pattern. Choose pattern overlay. You see that? This is the pattern I just made. Excuse me. You can control the scale. You can control the angle, but I will just keep it as it is. Okay. Then now, it looks too kind of flat. So now go to bevel and emboss. So this is my option. Inner bevel, chisel hard, and the depth, you can control the depth. Somewhere there. Okay. And you can control the size and then the softness, hardness. So I think I'm okay. Say okay. So we're done. Okay. So from Illustrator, we made this basic symbol in Illustrator, and we transferred to Photoshop and applied some layer style. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Okay, so I opened a new Illustrator file, letter size paper, and then a landscape orientation. So first the thing is, we need to make that kind of a stripe pattern first. So choose your rectangle tool, set your fill color to black and no stroke color, and draw one skinny rectangle like this. Okay, then we're gonna make the multiple copies of this. Hold down the option, keep pressing your mouse button and shift key and drag right next to it, just like that. Then just repeat it. Command D D D D D D D. Keep hold down your command key and just duplicate it. About that much. Now select everything. Open Symbols panel. If you do not see this, it is under Windows menu and Symbols here. And then drag and drop. I'm gonna name it as a stripe. Do not change anything. Okay, so you see that? the stripe pattern was registered as a new symbol in my symbols panel. So that means I don't need it anymore. Delete it. Okay. Then now, choose your ellipse tool. Click somewhere. We're going to draw one perfect circle, 70 point by 70 point. Okay. And then change your field color to something really light gray, like this. Maybe even lighter. Actually, it really doesn't matter. Okay. Then now, your circle is selected here. Go to Effect menu, 3D and Materials, 3D Classic, and Revolve. I'm gonna rotate it like that, maybe a little more, and that way. Okay. And then I'm gonna change the offset. If you move that slide bar side by side, you can see that we can make a ring. I'm gonna set my offset option to 60 point. And then also I'm gonna change the perspective because it will make your ring more three-dimensional, more perspective looking, more realistic. Around 110. I think that looks good. Excuse me. And then before you say okay, go to map art. See that? And then on top you see the symbols panel. Click on drop down menu. You will see the stripe symbol we just made. Stripe. See that? The stripe is applied to my ring, but it doesn't fit. So let me stretch it up and down. You can go over. And then also you see that there are some kind of a still empty part. I'm going to stretch till the end. And I'm going to stretch this even more, like that. But you see that part? That's the other where the first stripe and the last stripe meets. So I'm going to control a little bit more or less, so I can keep the kind of an even stripe. So I think it looks okay now. Then before you say okay, please check the invisible geometry box, this one. So it looks weird. Say okay and say okay. Now let me zoom in. It looks more complicated now. And don't worry. Then now go to Object menu, expand the appearance. You will see the selection is a little bit different now. Okay. Now hold down the Control key or right click and click on your ring and choose Isolate Selected Group. Okay. Select it. Now go to Object. Make sure we are in this kind of a subgroup window. Okay. Now go to Object menu, ungroup them, deselect. Now we're gonna select the stripe under on the other side. Select it and delete it. See that? So I can only see the stripe on top. This, delete. Let me zoom in. Select this, delete. Select this and delete. Now I'm going back to the original mode. So see, we're almost done. I can move around. Let's say I want to have the some different color, like I showed you at the very beginning. Swatches, let me apply red. See, it looks weird because there are a lot of kind of a clipping path already applied. So what we need to do is go to Object menu, ungroup them, and as you can see, there are about 6 different parts. One big one here, 2, 3, 4, and 2 little parts, 5 and 6. So we will have to select each one. Okay, so let me show you this. Deselect it. We ungroup them. See, they're all ungrouped. Now, deselect. Let me hover my mouse cursor here and there. And in one point, when you hover, you see that? It selected the big ring, the big portion. Choose it. Then, go to Object menu, Clipping Mask, and release it. Release. See that? Deselect and hover your mouse cursor again. That was somewhere here. And delete it. See? I will repeat the same steps for other the 5 parts. See? So you can just follow the where I pick. That border, click, Object, Clipping Mask, release it. Now you can see the stripes. Deselect, and then hover your mouse cursor on the border again. See that? And delete. Let me zoom in a little more. I'll do the same thing. See that? When I hover my mouse cursor from this white stripe to this red fill, see that you select a big shape. Now go to Object menu, Clipping Mask, and release it. Deselect and hover again. And delete. So we have only a few parts left. That little piece, it's a little bit bigger piece. Object, Clipping Mask, release. Deselect and click on the border and delete. We have 2 more little pieces. See? Object, Clipping Mask, release, deselect, and on the border, select it and delete it. We have 1 more piece. See that? Big one. Object, Clipping Mask, release it, deselect, and on the border, and delete. Yay, so we are almost done. But still, there are multiple pieces like this. So select everything. Then, go to Pathfinder. If you do not see this, it is under Windows menu and Pathfinder. And the very first top button, unite it. You can unite as one shape. So now this is a one shape. So as a one shape, you can apply any different color on it. See? That's pretty cool. Okay. And then also, like I showed you, we can apply different kind of gradient fill. So let me choose this. It's pretty cool. And then open your gradient option. This is a linear gradient. Try this radial. See that? There are even more options. So let me go back to just a black and white version. I'm going to show you a few things. So let me make a copy here, another one, and another one. Like that. So maybe first one. Go to Windows menu, scroll all the way almost down, and you will see the swatch libraries and gradients, and choose the metals. Oops, gradients and the metals. And apply any metal texture. See? That one, silver. This one, maybe copper. Oh, I didn't select it. Copper. Like that. Okay. And then I just titled as a Vericom. I don't know what the company is. Vericom. Maybe some tech or the internet company, something like that. And just like that. Let me make it a little bit smaller. Like that. Okay. So I hope that you like this tutorial and that you can use it for your future project. Okay, so I created a new Adobe Illustrator document and we're going to draw the shield shape first. There are a lot of different ways, but this is a kind of a simplest way of doing it. So please set your fill color to nothing and stroke color just in black, and choose your ellipse tool and draw one perfect circle by holding down the shift key like this. Okay, and let me zoom in a little bit. And then now I'm gonna make a copy. Hold down the option, keep pressing your mouse button and hold down the shift key and drag it. So we have two. I'm gonna make one more copy. Option, keep pressing shift key like this. And now select all three together, open the alignment panel, and on the second row, distribute out objects. Choose the horizontal distribute center, this button. So these three rings have the same space in between, evenly. Okay, now choose the middle one. And keep pressing your mouse button, hold down the shift key, and drag it down. Stop somewhere there. So this is gonna be the shield shape we are looking for. Now select all together, choose the shape builder tool, hold down the option, and just delete other parts. Okay, so we have a shield. But you will notice this. Once you apply that the shape builder, there used to be three rings. So watch this. 1, 2, and 3. So delete the other two. We don't need them. Zoom out. And then I'm going to set the color. So this is a black, but I want to have kind of a light, really dark blue. If you want to make it a little bit darker than that, open the color palette and add some more black. I feel better with this color. And then let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so we have a shield now. Next thing is we're gonna need to have a basketball. Okay, so let's draw a basketball. It's pretty simple and easy. So first, choose your ellipse tool, and then my color choice is gonna be this orange, light orange. And then let me draw one perfect circle about that size. It's okay. So I have one. Let me zoom in, and then hold down the option, keep pressing, and the shift key. I'm gonna move 45-degree angle to the top left corner, just like this, and select both. So there are two circles overlapped. Now choose your shape builder tool, hold down the option, you see the minus sign, get rid of it, and then without holding option key, choose this one. Deselect. Now choose this bottom part, looks like a crescent moon, and choose the little bit darker orange. So we have a shade. Okay, now let me move this, put this aside here. It's gonna be easier to work. And then as you know, the basketball has a pattern, baseball has a pattern, football has a pattern. So we will draw that. So first set your fill color to nothing and the stroke color in white, and choose the ellipse tool and draw one circle, I mean the oval, about this size, like that. Then increase your stroke weight about 3 points. I think that looks good. I'm gonna rotate it and let me place it somewhere there. Okay, and let me hold down the option, make another copy. I'm gonna rotate it like this way. I think it looks okay. And I'm gonna make another copy, option, so I can have this, but I need to change it something like this. And let me stretch this way a little more. So we're getting in there. And as I increased the size, the stroke weighted increased as well. So I'm back to 3 point. Okay, now one more. Let me draw one straight line there and a center somewhere here. So it looks okay, but it doesn't look very realistic. I want to rotate it just a little bit. And then also, by using the anchor point tool, I want to create a kind of really subtle curve like that. Okay, and then let me set the position. So I think I'm okay with this. Now select all white pattern, these lines. Then go to object menu, expand it. Check the fill and the stroke box. Okay. And now open the Pathfinder, unite it as a shape. Now select all together. Hold down the shape builder, choose the shape builder, hold down the option key, and delete all other parts we don't need. Let me zoom in. I need to see more details. I'm gonna link these two between here, there, and this one, and here too. Okay. Now let me fill this pattern with this blue. Oh, sorry. Let me choose the line only. And then eyedropper, yep, with that color. Also, before we do something more, let me select all the ball and the shade and the lines and let me group them. Object, group them. We're gonna draw one more circle behind. From the center, option, drag, and shift key. A little bit larger. I'm gonna move it, send to back, arrange send to back. Okay, select both. And then align, center, and center. So I think it looks good, but I want to make it a little bit smaller, slightly. Oops. Just to choose that. Slightly smaller, about that size. Yep. Okay, so now we have, let me select all, I'm going to group them again, Command G as one group. Okay, and select both. Open alignment panel and horizontal center. And let me move it down a little bit. I think that the size of this basketball, I think it's okay. Okay, so it looks good. Let me make sure they're all centered. All right, so we are all set with this basketball and the shield. Now select both. Hold down the option. I'm gonna make another copy right next to it. Then open Pathfinder, unite it. Let me fill in this light gray. I'm gonna place it right on top like this, and then under object menu, let me send to back. So it is now behind. We're gonna make it a little bit bigger by using object, path, and offset path. 5 point, I think that is too little offset value, maybe 10. That looks better. Okay. Okay, now next, let me type the text, basketball, and then a team's name. Let me type the word, basketball. This could be maybe a team's name or something different, but I'm just using the word basketball. And then this is the typeface I downloaded from the defont.com. Okay, it's a kind of university something. And then I'm going to increase my tracking amount up to 200. So more space in between. So I think it looks good. Now, change your the text color to this light gray, and then go to type menu, create outlines. Now go to object menu, path, offset path, 5, looks kind of a little too much. Let me try 4 and OK. And then let me sample this color. Let me take a look. Yep, it looks good. Excuse me. It looks great. Okay, and then I don't want to keep this kind of angle here, the empty rectangle. What I want to do is, excuse me, let me choose my direct selection tool, click on that point. I'm going to move it up to the right top corner. Then let me choose my delete anchor point tool, delete that point and that point. Okay, so it looks better. You may not need to do this. It depends on your lettering. Okay, so it looks good now. Now, let me choose this whole thing. I'm going to group them. It is grouped already. Okay, now next, let me type the little, like a team's name with the kind of the flag things. So let me draw one rectangle. Somewhere here. We're going to change the size later. Okay, and then I want to sample this color. I'm going to use the basketball color for that. This one. Okay, and let me type the team's name. Let me change my tracking option back to normal. I don't know, 1 for all. Yeah, I know this is the little cheesy name, but it's okay. I'm gonna have white text, 1 for all. Okay, looks okay. And then let me make it fit like that, 1 for all, top and the bottom. All right. And then let me zoom in. I'm gonna draw another one. Hold down the shift key and draw one perfect square. And let me fill this with a little bit dark orange. And then choose your add anchor point tool plus pen tool. Add the one anchor point tool, one anchor point there, and hit the left arrow key on your keyboard, maybe somewhere there. Okay, then object, arrange, send to back. I'm gonna move this down and somewhere here, maybe there. It looks better. Okay, maybe a little more up. I think that works better. Okay, now I'm gonna reflect it. Double click your reflect tool in your toolbox, vertical axis, and copy. So we have one more. Oh, not this one. I chose the wrong one. Yeah, that one. Okay. So there. All right. And then choose all these 3 lines. We're going to apply this blue, dark blue stroke color around it. But before we do that, I don't know the actual, the exact color code of that. So let me choose my shield, double click my fill color palette. Let me copy this hex code number, copy, and let me choose the shape behind, and then I'm gonna set my stroke color palette and paste that number. So I have that, and I'm gonna increase the stroke weight like this. So it looks okay, it's not too bad. Okay, so basketball, 1 for all. Okay, and let me switch my my text, go to type menu and create outlines. All right, so we have this. Now select all together. Hold down the option and make a copy. Then open Pathfinder, unite it as one shape. Now go to Object menu, Path, and Offset Path. Let me try 10. I'm not sure. It looks kind of a little too much, but let's try that. Okay, and then let me fill in that light gray. Let me Pathfinder and unite it again and choose that color. Maybe this one. Okay, let's see how it works. Let me choose that. I'm going to move them, bring to front, and place it. I think it looks okay. All right. Let me group this. Okay. So it looks okay. Let me select all together and align and center. Yep. I think it looks good. Then let me select all together. I'm gonna move that over my shield shape. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, like that. Basketball. And I think this white gap looks kind of a little too much, so I'm gonna choose my direct selection tool, choose that anchor point and this anchor point. I'm gonna move it down a little bit. To me that looks kind of too thick, too heavy. Okay. Now select all together again. I want to make sure everything's centered. Okay, looks good. Then now select my basketball, the name, and then go to Effect menu, Warp, and Arc. Okay, not yet. Select that. Make sure that your background flag, white border, and then on this, the basketball one for all, everything's grouped first. Make sure they are grouped as one group. Then now, go to Effect menu, Warp, Arc. Okay, so I think it looks good. All right, let me move it down a little bit. And then also I'm going to expand it, expand appearance. Okay. I think we are almost done. Let me move up a little bit. All right. Okay. Then, as I showed you, I'm going to add the star. So choose your star tool. Draw one not too big, about that size. And then let me choose that orange in the middle. Looks good. I'm gonna make sure everything's centered, align, center, yes. Okay, I'm gonna make another copy here by holding down the option. Let me make it a little bit smaller, like that. I'm gonna make another copy there. All right. Okay, then let me choose my just a regular pen tool and no fill, just any stroke color. I'm gonna use the same stroke color. I'm gonna draw kind of a little reflection like that. Very subtle curve. Let me zoom in more. And there, and the last. So mirror there and switch the color. Okay, so I have this. Now let me choose that. Reflect tool, double click, vertical axis, copy, and let me move it to the right there. Okay, and I'm gonna need one more on the bottom, so I will do the kind of the same way. Pen tool. Let me draw from the center point here, from there, something like that shape. Click, and there, and switch the color. Since we drew just one half, I'm gonna choose my reflect tool. I'm gonna place my mouse cursor in the there on this side. Hold down the option, you see the little dots. Click, using vertical axis, and copy. Alright, so I'm gonna select both. Let me unite it as one shape. I think we are done. It looks okay on white, but as I showed you at the very beginning, it works better on the darker background. So let me open my layers panel. I'm gonna draw a new layer, and let me move it to the bottom. And then let me choose my rectangle tool, and then my fill color. Let me try just a black for now, and let me draw one perfect circle behind. So it looks okay, but it works better on really darker gray. Or just to choose a black and color, I'm gonna decrease my black amount down to 95. It is a very subtle change, but it works on the darker gray than black. Black observes everything. Okay. All right. So it looks good. One more thing. I'm okay, but I don't really like that kind of really sharp corner here. That bothers me a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is, let me choose by using my direct selection tool. Let me choose that anchor point and this anchor point. So those two anchor points are selected. Let me round it a little bit like that. I think that works better. Okay. So I hope that you enjoy this video, and then you can use it for your future project. Okay, so first please download this file from the link I provided in my description. So this is an Illustrator file, two images, mountain and then the tree. And also go to our website, thefont.com, and please find the typeface style grunge. And then on page number 3, you will find the typeface I'm using on this tutorial. It is called, where are you? Yep, Silver Forte Grunge. Please download this file. Okay, then let's get started in Illustrator. So first, we have these two elements. And then first thing is I'm gonna draw a gear shape. So choose your ellipse tool, fill color in black and no stroke color. Click and set the size to a 300 point by 300 point. Perfect circle. Okay, now switch your tool to a rectangle tool and click and set the size to 25 point by 30 point. Just like this. Okay, and let me zoom in. Now I'm gonna choose my direct selection tool and select the top two anchor points. You see these two little tiny circles, and round the corner about that. Okay, then now switch your tool to free transform tool, then select the perspective, then select the anchor point, the corner, hold down the shift key and drag it, so make it the top narrower, just like that. And then locate it somewhere there. Okay, select both. Let me zoom out. Open the alignment panel and center together. Okay, now select the top little teeth. Then change the view mode from the from the preview to outline view, just like this. Now you're gonna see that little tiny circle in the middle. That's the center point, and choose your tool, rotate tool this time, and place your mouse cursor on that center point there. Hold down the option, you see the three dots, click. We're going to rotate 15-degree angle, copy. And let's just repeat it. Hold down the command key, hit the D key until you have all these little teeth around, just like that. Okay, now I'm going back to the preview mode. Select all. Then under your pathfinder, choose the united as one shape. Deselect. Now choose your direct selection tool. White arrow. Click. Then zoom in. You see these little tiny circles. Keep pressing one of them and round the corner like that. Okay, so we have a basic gear shape, the bike gear. Okay, now choose your ellipse tool. Set the fill color to this orange. This is one of my favorite color. I'm gonna draw big orange circle, the perfect circle in the middle, just like that. It is not perfectly centered, so let me select both. Open the alignment panel, horizontal and the vertical center. So it's perfectly aligned in center. Okay, now select this. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now select your line tool. Place your line tool somewhere little above. This is the center, little above the center line, somewhere there. Hold down the shift key and drag the line across like that. Now select your selection tool. So this line is selected. Hold down the shift key and select the circle. Then choose your shape builder. Hold down the option. Delete the bottom half. It's a little more than half. And there's another line there. And let me zoom in. Option. Get rid of that line. Option. Get rid of this line. Okay, so we're getting in there. Now next, we're gonna have this mountain and this tree. Okay, so take this mountain, place it. It is behind. So under object menu, arrange it and bring to front. I'm gonna place it there. Okay, now the tree. It is behind. So let me go back to our object menu, arrange it, bring to front. I'm going to place one here. Let me zoom in. Somewhere, maybe there. I'm going to make it slightly smaller. Okay. And let me make a copy by holding down the option key. I'm going to make it even smaller. Tree, there. Somewhere there. I'm going to have another one. This time taller and narrower. Place it there. Okay. I'm going to have more. Select this option. Make it slightly smaller than this. Okay, I'm going to make another copy. Make it narrower and taller. Yes. So it looks good. So we have mountains and then we have the other trees. Also, I want to have some kind of a cloud shape. So let me choose just a regular line tool, the pen tool, and then set your fill color to nothing, the stroke color in black. I'm going to set my stroke color to the finest line. And let me draw one really simple line. Like that. Like a sunset. Just leave it like there. I'm gonna have a few more there. There. Let me have one more there. Just like that. Okay, now select all these three shapes and let me switch the color in black. Okay, so I can adjust it a little bit, up, maybe a little down. This one somewhere there. Okay, so it looks okay. Now I'm gonna have a letter, mountain bike. So the typeface, please download that typeface, the Silver Forte grunge things. So let me move this up a little bit. I'm gonna type the word mountain bike. Make it a little bit bigger. And then typeface was this, Silver Forte grunge, this one. Okay, let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so this is pretty the fancy typeface, but I don't like the kerning. You see the spacing between T and A. So what I'm going to do is, let me go to Type menu, Create Outlines, and then let me ungroup them. And let me zoom in. I'm going to select these three letters, AIN. And let me move it to the left, closer to the T. Okay, so I think that looks better. Is correct there, the kerning. Then let me switch the color from black to white, and then let me choose my rectangle tool, set the fill color in black. Let me draw one rectangle just like that, and I'm gonna send it to back. Arrange, send to back. All right, let me arrange it, line up there. I'm gonna reduce the size of this black rectangle about this, so I can have kind of the same amount of a margin around, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so select both, take text and then a black box. Let me group them. Okay, now go to effect menu, warp, arc lower. So you can adjust the value. So this is my value, minus 17%. Say OK, and then go to object menu, expand the appearance as a shape. And I'm gonna make it a little bit taller like that. Okay, and then also let me choose my direct selection tool. I'm gonna select top anchor point, top left, top right. I'm holding down the shift key, bottom right and bottom left, and let me round the corner, maybe just like that, maybe not too much. Okay, now I'm going to move this up. I'm going to place it somewhere there. Okay, it's not too bad, but I want to have kind of a better, the smoother connection. So let me zoom in and let me reduce the size just like that. Okay, and then this one too. There. Okay, maybe a little bit taller. All right, so it's not too bad. And next, excuse me, I want to have a kind of little lake in front of the mountain. So let me draw a rectangle. Choose your rectangle tool, set your fill color in blue. We're gonna change the color later. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna have a little rectangle somewhere there, like that. Okay, then select your add anchor point tool, plus pen tool, and please add 3 more anchor points on left and on right. 1, 2, and 3. Now select your direct selection tool, choose one of them, and choose another one, and choose this, and drag it. So it is too even, it is not interesting. So I'm going to give some more kind of a variations. So let me pull more, a little more, and this one, and this one, something like that. Okay, and I will do the same thing in here, like that. You go there. Okay. Okay, so far that's what we have. It's not too bad. Now I want to have the you know what? I'm going to pull this a little more. This whole thing. Okay, it looks more balanced. Okay, now I'm gonna have the gear the bicycles, the chain. So let me zoom in on the bottom here. So first, let me draw one perfect circle. I'm gonna choose the ellipse tool, set my fill color in black. Let me draw perfect circle just like this. Okay, then let me copy this and paste in front. So there's another one right on top. Hold down the Option, keep pressing the top right, and then Shift key, make it smaller, about that size. About that size. Okay, I'm gonna set the fill color of the smaller one in the orange. Select both, hold down the Option, keep pressing, and the Shift. Make a copy right next to it, like that. And I'm gonna draw another rectangle in black, kind of linking both circles, just like that. I want to make sure everything's lined up in center. Select everything, align, and vertical align center. Yes. Right. Then select the black pieces. 1, 2, 3. Then open the Pathfinder United as a one shape. So it is on top now. So let me go back to Object menu, Arrange, Send to Back. Okay. Now select everything. In the Pathfinder window, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth one, exclude. So we have that. It looks like a binocular. Then deselect, choose your direct selection tool. Select this point, hold down the Option, this, 3, and 4. You see that the tiny circles. Choose one of them, keep pressing, and drag it. Just like that. So this is kind of the basic module for the bicycle chain. Let me zoom out. I think this is kind of a way too big. Make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to rotate it 45-degree angle. Okay. Then let me make a copy. Hold down the Option, keep pressing, and drag right next to it. I'm going to rotate 180, just like this. Then zoom in. Under View menu, excuse me, let me change the View menu to Outline View. I want to overlap it right on top, so keep pressing my Shift key, and right on top, like that. Select both. Option, keep pressing your mouse button, Shift and drag it. And another copy. Right on top, so it has the kind of M shape. See? Now I'm going back to Preview mode. Select everything. Now go to Object menu, Path, and Offset Path. Set the value, I think 6 point looks good. Okay. Select everything again. Now choose your Shape Builder tool. Hold down the Option. Delete the inner circles first. We don't need them. Let me zoom in. See? There are a lot of little pieces. So you go away, go away, go away. I will do the same thing. So this is easy. Option. Okay. And here, Option. And the last, Option, keep pressing. Okay. Now, hold down the Option key. Delete all the outer borders, the heavy lines. I don't need them. I don't need it. Delete, 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 and delete, and delete this piece as well. So from now on, one goes over, one goes under. So hold down the Option. I'm going to delete this piece. Okay, I'm going to delete that piece. Oh, I'm sorry, not this one. This piece. And I'm going to delete this piece. Okay. Select everything. Pathfinder United. So it's a kind of the bicycle's chain. And then it makes some kind of a little M shape like a mountain. So let me select this. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Let me place it on top here. So gear and the chain. Also, I want to say something. Let me type the word fill the mountain. I'm gonna use the same color. Let me use my what is this? Eyedropper. You know what? I don't want to keep this color. I want to make it a little brighter. So I'm gonna add more white. Okay. So here, and then text. Let me use a different typeface for that. Character. I'm gonna use that. And then let me make it a little bit bigger. Fill the mountain. Alright, so we are done. So this is the mountain bike symbol logo for the some mountain bike companies or the associations or a group of people with the gear shape and the chain and the mountain, trees, and the lake, and then on this grunge typeface. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you can use it for your future project. Okay, so this is a new Illustrator document. So first, choose your rectangle tool, no fill color, and the stroke color in black. I'm going to choose the finest line. And let me draw one perfect square. Let me zoom in. Okay, then go to Object menu, Path, and split into grid. Check the preview box. I'm going to have 2 rows and 2 columns. Say OK. So this is what we have now. Now choose your ellipse tool. Place your mouse cursor on top left corner anchor point. Hold down the Shift key. Drag it and make it fit in that first square. Now we're going to draw one more from the same anchor point there. Hold down the Shift key. And now it fits to the bigger square. Okay, now select everything. Choose your shape builder. Link it from here to there, this piece, this, and that. And switch your color to black so we can view the shape. So this is what we need. And delete all others. Okay, I'm going to do a little kind of adjustment. Let me increase the stroke weight about 5 points. Now select everything, Object menu, and expand it. Then now go to Pathfinder, unite it as one shape. See? And let me zoom in this corner. I want to have some rounded tap. So I'm choose your direct selection tool, select these 2 anchor points. See that the little tiny circles? Keep pressing one of them and make it round. Just like that. Next, select your rectangle tool again. Place your mouse cursor on that corner intersect point. You have to see that 2 pink guidelines and hold down the Shift key. Drag the EMF to draw one more perfect square and make sure it matches on that line like that. Okay, now select everything. Then choose your shape builder tool again. Hold down the Option, delete that, delete, delete. Let me zoom in there and delete that piece. So it's a kind of a basic module. And you will notice that there are 2 copies, so delete one of them. So we need just one. Let me zoom out. Okay, I'm going to put this aside here. I'm going to draw another square, this time a little bit big one. No fill, just a black stroke, and stroke weight, I will use the same stroke weight, the finest line. And let me draw one perfect square. Then go to Object menu, Path, split into grid. Check the preview box. Let me have 4 rows this time and 4 columns. Okay. Then place this on the inside of you, the first square. I'm gonna make it smaller to fit, like that. Just to be more accurate, let me change my view mode to outline. So let me check. I think, yeah, it looks good. I'm gonna have multiple copies of this by holding down the option, keep pressing your mouse button and the shift key, and make a copy to this square. I want to double check everything's lined up perfectly. Yep, looks good. And let me repeat it, Command D, and one more Command D. Let me double check. I think everything looks good. Now next step is, I'm gonna have, let me zoom in this corner. I'm gonna have a copy of this one. Hold down the option, keep pressing and the shift key. Let me move it to this side. And then, in your toolbox, double click your rotate tool and rotate 180 degrees, just okay. And then let me zoom in. I'm going to line this up there. Just to be more accurate, let me zoom in. Oh, it is slightly off. So I'm going to perfectly line up. So I think it looks good now. Let me make another copy of this to next, just there, and one more. Option, keep pressing and shift drag, so like this. Okay, so it looks good so far. And let me change my view mode to preview. All right, now select your direct selection tool. Choose the first one, click on the one anchor point, that corner, hold down the shift key and choose that anchor point and keep pressing your mouse button and the shift key, drag it down, just overlap it slightly. I will do the same thing for this piece. Choose the anchor point, shift, choose that one, keep pressing, shift, drag it down. Okay, now, so there are the multiple pieces. So let's do this. Let me choose this piece. Hold down the shift key, click on this piece, this, and that. Now choose your shape builder, combine, combine, and combine. Now select the last little piece, select that anchor point, hold down the shift key to choose that anchor point, and round it. Okay, so let me zoom out. So I think we're almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't need this. Delete that. Okay, I'm gonna group this, object and group, and let me rotate 180 degree. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. So I think I'm done. I'm gonna have a title. I just named it Aqua Mall, because it looks like some kind of wave or some water drop, and then also this, the first two looks like an lowercase a, and looks like some kind of letter M. So that's what I did, how I named it. And then let me choose my different typeface for this. My character palette, I'm going to use Bodoni. Maybe bold. Aquamol. Like that. So this is kind of my basic logo. Maybe Aquamol, I don't know what they do. They may sell something, some products related to water sports or water related anything. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, let me select my symbol and let me copy this, Command C, then back to Photoshop. So in Photoshop, please open this, the water surface image. I made a link to this file in my description. And then let me paste it. Command V. pixel. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, about this size. Hit the return. So what I want to do is I want to apply this water texture on this symbol. So let me hide it first. Let me choose this background layer. I'm gonna select everything. Then go to edit menu, define pattern as a water surface, water underscore. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Any name is fine. Water surface. Okay, now choose this layer. I'm gonna hide my background layer now. Then double click your layer 1, which is this symbol, and then choose pattern overlay, and then you will choose your pattern. I just saved that water, so it looks good. You can control the size of it, bigger, smaller. I think a little smaller works better, or snap to origin. So that's the original size. So I feel like it looks okay. Now I want to do some more. Go to the bevel and emboss. Inner bevel. You can control the depth, the size. That's too big. And you can soften the edges. So I like that. Maybe a little more. Okay. And then let me apply some drop shadow as well. If you do not see the drop shadow here, then go to FX. You can choose the drop shadow. Okay. Just a normal. I like that 125-degree angle from the top left corner. Okay. And distance, I think that's too subtle. Make it a little bit darker, a little further or closer. Okay. And then you can spread out, or you can make it bigger. I think spread is too much. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker. Right. Okay. Okay. I may make a new layer, and then I'm gonna place it between the symbols and the background layer, and this one will fill in white or black. White. Okay, and then I can apply any different texture or any different text on it. Okay, so what we did was we created this symbol in Illustrator, and we applied some layer style in Photoshop. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.